This episode from Season 8, it's really good. Let's talk about it.
Gordon crawled slowly into the station to collect the children.
You know what I say? Fuck the children. Fuck them. They're getting entirely too much attention. And I know what you're thinking. You say, Jesus, he's not going to attack children, is he? Yes, he is. He's going to attack children. And remember, this is Mr. Conductor talking. I know what I'm talking about.
Just like Thomas Saves the Day, I love this episode because it's very focused in on Gordon and the scope of the episode doesn't try to do too much. This episode is given all the time it needs to develop and there's no distractions during the story. This scene here at Brendam Docks between Gordon and Diesel sets up the plot for the episode.
Out of my way, sniffed Gordon. Express train coming through. Diesel had to back off.
Once again, I love Michael Brandon in this episode. He's not trying to do too much like he was in Season 7. I love the chill vibe that he brings to the episode.
You steamies are old and clapped out, he sneered. When Sir Topham Hatt realizes this, you'll all be scrapped.
And so here is where the episode gets going. First off, I think it's kind of funny that Diesel is just sitting at Brendam Docks this entire episode, but also he plants the idea in Gordon's head that steam engines are out of date and diesels are coming to modernize Sodor. But this is nothing new. Diesel has done this many times before, but let's see what this episode does with this reused idea.
A horrible squeaking noise. What if Diesel's right, he thought. What if Sir Topham Hatt scraps me?
First off, this squeaking noise is hilarious. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it.
Gordon was upset. Squeaking could only mean one thing. Something was wrong.
So right away after Gordon shuts down what Diesel has been preaching for years at this point,
Pah! I'm as fast as I ever was. And he chuffed proudly out of the docks.
he immediately starts squeaking, which makes him think that Diesel may be right.
What if Diesel's right, he thought. What if Sir Topham Hatt scraps me?
And it works so well because of all engines, you would never expect Gordon to have to worry about what Diesel is saying, as he is Sodor's Grand Express engine. And here we are at the sheds where the second plot of the episode kicks off.
I am taking some village children on a boat trip. You, Gordon, are to take us to Brendam Docks.
I just love how quiet and chill this episode is. Maybe I was wrong about some parts of Season 8 after all. And here's why this next scene is so good. We get to see Gordon, the island's Grand Express engine, be vulnerable and embarrassed.
The next morning, Gordon waited for everyone to go.
This may just be me, but again I'll say it. I love how quiet this episode is. It's such a nice change from previous seasons.
Then he puffed slowly away so no one would hear his squeak.
I could watch Gordon leaving the sheds over and over. The sound effects are so good.
Oh dear, he cried. Diesel was right. I'm falling apart.
So not only is Diesel in Gordon's head earlier in the episode when Gordon starts squeaking, but now Gordon is rattling. And so Diesel's intimidation doesn't go to waste in this episode.
If he went slowly, the children would miss their boat trip. But if he went quickly, Sir Topham Hatt would hear his squeak and his rattle.
I'm trying to remember in my head right now, but I don't think we've ever seen Gordon this down bad. I know Gordon fell into a ditch, but this is totally a new level. Gordon is actually afraid that Diesel is right and that he is out of date, and now he's afraid of what the Fat Controller will do about him wearing down.
He'd know Gordon was wearing out and send him to the scrapyard.
So after Gordon leaves the station, he makes sure to go slow so he doesn't make any noises. And then I think this is probably one of the best scenes of the episode.
But Sir Topham Hatt was very cross. He spoke sternly to Gordon. Why are you fooling around, Gordon? He boomed.
It's just so good. I love it. He literally tells Gordon to stop fooling around. That's got to be the best line from the Fat Controller in a minute.
You must go quickly, or the children will miss the boat, and that will never do.
You know what I say? Fuck the children. Fuck them. They're getting entirely too much attention.
No, not again. Not again, Gordon. Not again. Right now, he's just talking shit in Gordon's ear while Gordon is literally falling apart.
You are the fastest engine on the island.
Okay, that's better. And then we come to the deepest line in this episode that Gordon has said so far.
This might be my last trip, he said, but I'll get the children to their boat on time. What?
Now he actually believes that he may be taken out of service. Diesel's intimidation actually worked here.
But Gordon didn't care. If this was his last trip, he was going to go as fast as he possibly could.
So now Gordon is making another noise and is now under the impression that this is going to be his last trip. At this point, this is truly something different and unique for Thomas and Friends.
Gordon squeaked and rattled and knocked all the way to Brendam Docks. Sounds like another steamy ready for the scrapyard.
Again, we just have Diesel sitting at Brendam Docks, which is kind of funny. Henry and Salty have never heard a noise like this before, and so it's just very interesting that of all engines, Gordon looking like he would follow the same path as the steam engines in the real world during this time.
I made it, he cried proudly. Thank you, Gordon, shouted the children happily.
Fuck the children. Fuck them.
And so Gordon now finally tells the Fat Controller what's been on his mind.
Scrap Gordon, boomed Sir Topham Hatt. The fastest engine on Sodor? Who would pull the express?
Basically, Gordon, if you didn't pull the express, you'd be fucking scrapped. Anyways, Gordon gets checked out and oiled up, and he feels as good as new, and so that is the episode. To summarize this video, I love this Season 8 episode, Squeak, Rattle, and Roll, for many reasons. The idea of steam engines being scrapped and diesels taking over is really fleshed out, and they use, of all engines, Gordon, the Grand Express engine of the island of Sodor, as an example. Michael Brandon does a great job in this episode. I love when he does a very chill narration. The vibe it gives off is very nice. I also just think this episode's scope is very well done. It doesn't try to do too much. It doesn't insert characters that don't need to be in the story. It focuses on Gordon. The episode has time to breathe and develop. It doesn't feel stale at any point. It's very well done in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about this episode, Squeak, Rattle, and Roll, in the comment section down below. Let me know what your favorite Season 8 episode is. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.